What makes a college basketball team a March Madness Cinderella? Imagine a team that surprises everyone by making a deep run in the tournament, even though they weren't expected to get that far. That's what makes a team a March Madness Cinderella. It's about beating the odds and turning heads. These teams usually start with a higher seed, often 10 or higher, which means they're not seen as favorites. They come from smaller conferences or are lower-ranked teams from bigger conferences that got in through at-large bids. Their seed shows they're not considered top contenders based on their regular season performance. Their success often depends on the matchups they face. If they get a favorable draw against lower-ranked or style-matched teams, they have a better shot at advancing. Sometimes, a team's path through the bracket is just lucky enough to give them easier opponents. Momentum is also key. Teams that get hot late in the season or when their conference tournaments unexpectedly tend to carry that confidence into the NCAA tournament. When they start winning, they gain belief and can carry that energy into big games. Playing style matters too. Cinderella teams often relying on specific strengths. Mid-major teams might excel at shooting three-pointers or going on scoring streaks, which can help them overcome more talented teams. High-major Cinderella teams might have skilled players who can make tough shots or dominate near the basket. Defense is another big factor. Teams that play tough, disruptive defense can create turnovers and throw off their opponent's rhythm, helping them stay in games they might otherwise lose. Coaching also plays a part. Experienced coaches who can prepare their teams well and make smart decisions during games can turn underdogs into giant killers. Sometimes, luck influences the outcome as well. Close calls, bad calls for opponents, or opponents having an off night can give Cinderella teams a chance to advance. Looking at history, only a few teams seeded 10 or higher have made it to the Final Four, and no team seeded lower than it has ever won the championship. For example, St. Peter's in 2020 and NC State in 2020 showed that even teams with losing records or from smaller conferences can make deep runs if they win their conference tournaments and take advantage of tournament conditions. When it comes to reaching the Elite Eight, a Cinderella team has already beaten some higher-seeded teams along the way. Their presence in this round shows they've overcome expectations through skill, strategy, good matchups, and a little bit of luck. To spot potential Cinderellas, look at their seedings, recent momentum, style of play, and coaching experience. These factors help explain how underdog teams can surprise everyone and make it into March Madness.